News 4's Chris Davis has come face-to-face with him time and time again, and each time he disappears only to resurface again, targeting people with low incomes. Tonight, News 4 investigates, and Chris gets results against the debt collector who knows no boundaries.
He's been calling me, harassing me.
Jelana Woodard of Ferguson doesn't know Catherine Conrad of Crestwood.
It's very threatening.
But both women have something in common.
Yes, sir.
They received letters from CDL and Associates citing demand for payment. Jelana's letter mentioned a subpoena request to appear for court, with options including incarceration, warrant, and prosecution. The letter accused her of first-degree grand larceny over a check she cashed at this North County liquor store.
It was a legitimate check. You know, I got it from Missouri of Higher Education. It had my name on it. I didn't think anything was wrong with it, so it was legitimate.
Failure to respond.
In Catherine Conrad's case,
you'll go to prison.
Her letter mentioned the names of people she doesn't even know. Turns out someone who might have a debt used to live in her apartment building.
I was a co-defendant.
That's her only connection.
For fraud, United States Treasury, it would be referred to the police department if I didn't pay him right away.
News 4 has exposed these business practices time and time again.
He wanted me to give him cash or a check on the spot.
Back in 2014, Tashay Williams received a similar letter.
Do you feel like you're being harassed?
Yeah, I was.
Williams set up a meeting with the debt collector.
Hi, Mr. Anthony James?
Who went by Anthony James. I was there to greet him.
Mr. James, good to see you today. How are you? All right. Chris Nagus from Channel 4. You're threatening arrest. You're telling people they can be prosecuted. What authority do you have to tell people that?
Come from my attorney.
Who's your attorney?
You don't need to know that.
And that was the beginning of an ongoing relationship. His name is actually Randall Lang. And for years, News 4 has received complaints about his debt collection business.
I'm going to bring the police and you going to jail.
In 2017, he targeted Cynthia Terry with formal notice, first-degree robbery charges, and an immediate arrest, and also used a fake name.
Who is?
Mr. Scott. Oh, it's Mr. Lang. Randall, could we talk to you about these mailers?
Hey. Lang has a tendency to run away from the spotlight.
Randall, one last chance. Anything you can say about this? Anything at all? Well, it's hard to see with your shirt over your head.
Is he breaking the law?
He's violating a number of laws. He's violating the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, but he's also impersonating a prosecutor. He's impersonating law enforcement. He is breaking laws.
The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act is clear. Debt collectors can't imply arrest for non-payment.
It just says a demand for payment.
Now that similar letters are showing up in 2021, I asked the St. Louis County prosecutor about it.
I think this is clearly across the line, in my opinion. This letter does seem to have the color of law behind it, and that can intimidate people.
Is this a guy you would like to prosecute?
This is something that we definitely would want to investigate and look into, and from what I've seen of the reporting, it definitely is on our radar.
Both Jelana and Catherine told me they would gladly speak with police and the prosecutor. Catherine's letter was signed by John Roberts, but someone with a different name answered the phone.
Are you Mr. John Roberts?
Well, I'm Stephen Anthony.
That's the same person Jelana dealt with.
Stephen Anthony.
And the same person that answered when I called.
Stephen Anthony.
Yeah, hey, Stephen. I'm trying to reach Randall Lang.
But after I started asking questions, the person that answered hung up. A voicemail was not returned. So I headed down to the liquor store named on the letter to see what they could tell me about their debt collector.
Do these look familiar to you?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
Do you guys know who you work with on this? We're looking for the individual that's actually mailing those out.
I think he goes by Anthony. He works for CDL and Associates.
On these, he's basically threatening subpoenas and threatening to arrest people. Are you guys concerned about that?
I mean, we don't know what he does. We just on our side, just the collection. We don't know what he does after that. We just give it to him for collection.
Do you know Randall Lang?
No.
You don't know that individual?
The man behind the counter told me the man behind it has worked for them for years. And for years, CDL has rattled a lot of people around St. Louis.
He's been calling me, harassing me, my family. He's been sending letters to my job. I mean, constantly calling me. It's been so stressful.
I fear for my safety because, you know, they could come out here. They know where I live. They got my address. and everything.
The St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office tells me 2 local police departments are now following up on these letters. Have you received one or had a recent encounter with Randall Lang? Let me know about it on my KMOV Facebook page. Chris Negus, News 4 Investigates.